All right, gentlemen, remember this. People in your life will show up according to how you carry yourself. Meaning the way they treat you depends on how you treat yourself. A lot of guys are frustrated because they keep getting done dirty by their friends, or they keep getting exploited by women, and they almost come to me asking for sympathy. Why do people treat me so badly, Ali? And I always say the same thing. It's because you don't respect yourself. You don't view yourself very highly. Which is why people look at you and they can see that weakness and they take advantage of you. In an ideal world, it would be nice if people could treat you very well, but we don't live in an ideal world. Some people are very predatory. When they sense weakness, they pounce. This is both in terms of friendship, in terms of relationships, and even professionally as well. You know, if you don't view yourself highly, you won't get paid a higher salary. You know, sometimes they ask you this question in the interview stage to see whether or not you're confident in the salary that you're asking for. If they sense that, well, I mean, it would be nice if I could get that, they'll be like, yeah, this guy doesn't believe in himself highly enough. Let's give him the very, very minimal, or let's give him the lowest in terms of the range of what we're offering. Let's say they're offering between 28 to 35. They'll give you 28. They can't see the conviction. They can't feel it, more importantly. There's a saying, a man that has confidence in himself gains the confidence of others. If you're like, absolutely, based on my previous experience and what I've been able to accomplish for the organizations that I've worked for, I'm absolutely certain in my ability to join the organization and have an immediate impact. And as a result, I believe that I do command the salary that I've been requesting. Right? They need to see it. You ain't messing about. There's no, well, you know, hopefully, you know, what's it that? Hopefully I can. Nah, there's none of that. You know, sometimes women will do this on a date. So why do you think you're so special? They'll ask you a question to try and see if you're going to sit there selling yourself to her. Well, I'm a good guy. I work out. I make a lot of money. And if you sit there and you start listing out why you're a catch, she's going to see you as a pathetic loser. You shouldn't have to sit there and list out why you're so amazing. She will find out. You need to have almost like an air of arrogance about you. Not in a demeaning way, you know, where you talk shit about other men, but in a way of, you know, this is me. You're lucky to even be sitting in front of me right now. You know, I said this to a friend the other day. I said, always remember this. What would James Bond do? How would James Bond carry himself? Would he carry himself in a manner where he's sat there in front of a beautiful woman trying to justify why he's a good option for her? Or would he sit there with his arms out, occupying space, like the top G that he is, looking at her like, all right. You know, if she storms off, whatever, he's not going to run, no, come back. He's just going to be like, another one bites the dust. And he's going to walk to his Aston and drive home. And go out there and beat some people up and make some money. He's not going to sit there and, oh my God, what does she think about me? He's not going to worry. Okay, people will treat you how you treat yourself. For example, if you're a guy who is, you know, you're in a situation with a woman who overreacts for whatever reason and she storms off and you did nothing wrong. You didn't say anything rude, whatever, she storms off. Now, a weak behavior would be to run after her and what did I do wrong and things like that, right? And that's probably what she's used to because most men are weak. Most men will feel like they did something wrong, so they'll go back and I'll do anything. You know, they'll go out there and buy loads of flowers and chocolates and shit to try and change her mood. But I'm not saying that you can't do those things for a woman, don't get me wrong. But sometimes not reacting is the best thing. And so if you decide not to react, yeah, she'll call me later, and you drive home, and she does, she'll think to herself, wow, this shit doesn't work for this guy. This hot and cold, it doesn't get to him. And you know what? Maybe if I keep doing this, he'll leave me because, I mean, clearly he must have other options because he didn't call me. You know, that's what she'll think. So people will show up differently depending on how you carry yourself. It's not a tactic. It's not something that you fake. No, genuinely. There are situations where just a slight change in behavior will yield dramatic results. And look, sometimes you have to learn the hard way, especially when you're young and people advise you and you're like, no, I know better, whatever, and you think you do. But then eventually you'll realize, okay, maybe Mr. Ben-Hariz was right. It's good to learn from your own mistakes, but it's even better to learn from other people's mistakes. Okay, so you don't have to go through unnecessary suffering. Carry yourself differently. Remember, people will treat me based on how I treat myself. I need to view myself very highly. I need to respect myself. I need to have conviction in my ability. Right? That's very important. You'll earn more money. You'll have better results with women. Everything in your life will be better if you develop that relationship with yourself. It's very, very important. It will fix most of your problems. Most of the problems that you have will be fixed once you develop the relationship that you have with yourself. And if you want to view yourself highly, well, take care of yourself. If you're fat, you're not going to respect yourself. Going to keep it real. If you look at yourself and physically you're out of shape, that's self-imposed. You can't blame anybody. You can't be like, oh, well, the government did that, you know? Oh, I blame my mum for feeding me too much. Just keep your damn mouth closed. Stop the fat from getting in. Say no. It can't enter your mouth without your consent. Okay, prevent the calories. All right? That's one way. Another way is if you're broke, you're not going to respect yourself. You're going to view yourself you're just going to look at yourself and be like, man, how am I fucking broke? Especially if you're an older fella, late 20s, early 30s. Yeah, well, how did I allow myself to get to this situation where I'm broke? Now, look, you go through periods in life where sometimes money's short, but to get to a point where you're absolutely broke, you've got to fix that. Once you do, and now you're no longer broke and you've got money saved up and everything, you're going to respect yourself a lot more. So remember that. Treat yourself better if you want other people to treat you better. I once saw a video where some guy was like, good-looking people always have it better in life. And I'm like, yeah, stop fucking crying about it. It's the truth. People that are in shape, that dress better, that take care of themselves, they have a better life. You can't blame somebody for choosing someone who looks better and dresses better over someone who doesn't take care of himself. Now, look, I'm not going to dive deep into the whole genetics and all, but this guy's nose is wonky and this guy, nah, we're not talking that. We're not focusing so much on that. There's certain things you can't change, all right? But there's a lot that you can change, such as the way you dress, your physical looks, your body fat percentage, the way you groom yourself. A lot of that can be improved for very little money. Don't cling on to the excuses. Make some changes, and you'll notice a massive improvement. As a man, you need to have this quality where everything is your fault. Just say that, even if it isn't. Your life will be so much better when you say, you know what, that's my fucking fault. It's my fault. Everything will be better for you. But when you're like, yeah, but it's because, then you're always going to stay down. You're always looking for someone to blame. The blame game yields no results. You've tried it for so long. Is your life any better when you blame people? Have you seen a return on investment? If you have, tell me. Maybe I'll start blaming people more often. But I've done that. And it yields negative ROI. Forget no results. It makes you feel worse. I don't enjoy being a victim. A lot of you guys need to stop doing that. It's not enjoyable. You're not a victim. You're a grown-ass man. Make the changes that are necessary. And see for yourself. Go find out. Once you take yourself seriously, go find out what it will do for you. And then come back and tell me. All right, thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you give it a like. Comment, let me know what you think down below. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. Peace.